Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, I bring you all the things that I want to read in the month of August. August is here and I'm a little late on filming this video. So as you guys know, I'm almost officially back at school. For all intents and purposes, I'm back. It's been teacher planning days and meetings and so many chaotic things. But today I said to myself, I'm going to sit down and film my August TBR because I'm so excited. I've been planning everything that I want to read and all the buddy reads I'm doing and book clubs I'm participating in. And I haven't told you about all these great things that I want to be able to read. And I haven't filmed in a few days and I wanted to film. I missed talking to you guys. This is, I think, the longest I've gone without posting a video, and it's only been like 6 days. But yeah, I'm excited to share with you everything that I have either read or am currently reading or will be reading. So as of the filming of this video, we are almost at the tail end of the first week of August. So believe it or not, I have finished reading my first book. So I'll go ahead and tell you about it first. I'm not going to tell you about the book, but I'm telling you that it was something that I read this month. And that was Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. So if you guys remember, this has been on my TBR for quite a few months. I put it on my TBR for a book club. I believe it might have been for the book troop from Gabby's channel, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. And as you guys know, my TBRs kind of float and they continue from month to month. When I can't pick up something that month, it kind of stays there waiting for me till the right moment. And finally, I did pick this up and I was able to finish reading this during that first week of August. So for my complete thoughts and my rating and all of that, you'll have to tune in to my wrap up at the ending of this month. But just note that this is on my August TBR and I've already read it. In addition to that, I am also halfway to other books. So I'll go ahead and talk about those first. So on my Kindle, I am currently reading The X by Frida McFadden. And as you guys know, this is my favorite way to consume Frida McFadden books on my Kindle. And it's one of those, you know, late at night, I finish whatever I'm reading on my Kindle. I look at Kindle Unlimited, whatever I have on my list, boom, I start reading it. And then in a few nights, I finish it. And that's usually how I like reading Frida McFadden books because they are such fast reads, you know? So I've been working on this for like a couple nights and it's really interesting so far. I'm liking it. In traditional Frida fashion, it's going pretty quickly. All I really knew about it going in is that we have this guy who's a doctor breaks up with his girlfriend, and then we start to get the story of like the future girlfriend, whoever's going to be the new one. So we start with the vantage point of the ex, and so that's basically what's going on here. Again, I go blindly into these because there's so many plot twists and it's so much fun. But yeah, so I'm currently working on this on my Kindle. And the other book I'm currently working on is The Family Experiment by John Mars. So as you guys know, and I say as you know because I did post an announcement video talking about this, and I also had live reading sprints with Jackie from the Reading Wordsmith, and this is our choice for our buddy read. We knew we wanted to do a John Mars buddy read, so we ended up going with A Family Experiment. And so far, it's really good. I shouldn't say so far because I'm actually almost done with it. It's in the same universe as The One and The Passengers and The Marriage Act. This one's in that same universe. And basically, in this book, we are exploring this concept of AI children. So families that really want to have children, but for some reason or other haven't been able to, they lack the funds, or maybe they've lost a child. They are participating in this experiment where they get to raise, in a way, this AI child in the metaverse. And it's great. The commentary is wonderful. I love this dystopian techie kind of book that John Mars writes, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So again, we opened up this buddy read to all of you who wanted to join us. So it's not too late to join us for this read. We will be hosting on August 20th on my channel a second round of reading sprints. Jackie and I will be hosting it in my channel, and then the first, I think, week of September, we will have our live show where we talk about it and, all of that. And there's quite a big group of people reading it with us. So you still have time to join us if you think you want to read this. I do know that a lot of people say maybe you should have read the one before reading this, because it might spoil a few things for the one. I don't really think it spoils too much of the ending. It does say a couple things that happen in that book, but I don't know necessarily that it spoils it per se. But some people do like reading these in order. I have read the one and I've read the Marriage Act, and now I'm reading this one, and I think those are kind of like the same. I know the Passengers is one I haven't gotten to, and they do allude a lot to the Passengers because one of the characters from the Passengers is here. So yeah, just that's a little note for you. If you like reading things maybe in order, then maybe you want to do that. But so far, from the ones I've read, I haven't really picked up on major spoilers. Maybe they'll come later or whatnot. But I'm well into this one too. So yeah, these are the three things that I've already either read or I am reading from my August TBR. So now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you all the things I haven't gotten to yet, but hopefully I get to this month. And again, my TBRs are pretty ambitious, but even if I don't get to it this month, I know that I will be able to pick it up at some point and get to it. So I've kind of divided them a little bit. I'm going to tell you first the books that made it onto my TBR this month because of the blurb game. So if you follow my journaling videos, you might have heard more about the different challenges that I do. So one of the challenges that I am doing this year is basically I'm playing like the blurb game. So whenever I read a book that has been blurbed by another author, and usually it'll tell me the author and one of their famous works like under there. If that book is on my TBR, then it automatically, like if it's on my shelves, right? If I own it, if it's something that's on my list, it now becomes part of my TBR for the following month. And if it's just the author recommendation, I open it up to any book by that author. And if all the blurbs are books that I don't have or authors that I haven't read from before, then nothing gets added. But I do have, I think, 3 or 4 books that have come into my TBR for this month because of the blurb game. So the first one is The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. And this came into my TBR not just because of the blurb game, but this is also one of the 25 books I want to read in 2025 for a couple reasons. So I really have enjoyed Rachel Hawkins before. I've read, I think, 2 or 3 of her other books, and I really enjoy like her writing style. I love how fast paced her books are. She has usually like a couple good twists in there. So yeah, that's one of the reasons that I'm picking this one up. I don't really know what this one is about too much. I like going kind of blind into these. But I do know that some people have said that they really, really enjoyed this Rachel Hawkins. I did like The Wife Upstairs. That one was great. And I also like the one of that they're all like on a boat. I don't remember now what that one's called, but I love that one as well. So her writing is pretty good. I want to go kind of blind into these thrillers because the less you know, the more surprised and the better the plot twists are gonna hit. So yeah, this one's on my list for this month. So the next book that came onto my list because of the blurb game is The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. This has been on my TBR for a little bit. I obviously love books about books, and you guys already know that I love a good portal book. And this, I believe, is a portal book because in this we are following, I think, a girl who works in a bookstore, and then her favorite customer is like an older man, and he like randomly one day like dies, right? And so she finds the book that he was reading along with like another book, and the book basically, it's like a leather bound book or something, and it says basically that every door is like a door to somewhere else. So basically it talks about how like these doors are portals to like other worlds. That's all I need to know because I love a good portal book. I love teleportation in a sense. I've heard good things and like okay things about this book. I haven't heard the greatest of things, and I haven't heard terrible things either. But I remember when I first found out about it, I knew I had to read this. And I know it's been talked about or compared to the Midnight Library. I have both. The Life of Addie LaRue and the Midnight Library have been on my 23 to read in 23 or 24 to read in 24 books for the past couple years, and I don't get to them. And it's one of those things that we've talked about before, that I feel so much pressure to read those books because I know I'm either gonna love them or be incredibly like devastated. So I haven't read them yet, but just having this book be pitched like that really makes me want to read it. And then look at the inside, how beautiful, guys. Look at these end papers, how beautiful they are with the little doors. So I'm hoping to get to this one this month, and I hope I like it because it's, you know, it's promising. I love these deckled edges. How do you guys feel about deckled edges? Like, do you like them? Do you not? I like them. I think that's a controversial kind of question, hot take. So yeah, The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown is on my list. Something else that has come to my list of books I want to read in August. You're probably thinking I'm crazy, because I think I'm crazy. Because how am I going to get to this month? I don't know. This is like a big commitment. But I think if I start by adding it to my TBR, I'm going to get places. Like, I think if I, step one, I've already added it to lists of whatever to read and whatever, right? I've done that. But now I officially have to put it on a month's TBR. And then hopefully I can get to it. And that book is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. I mean, I can't say more. Like, you guys already know how I feel about this book, how scared I am of reading this, how intimidated I am. But how can I not have read this? Like, I mean, people love this book. They rant and rave about this book. I'm sure you, my viewers, know what this is. I'm sure you've read this. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Like, how ready do I have to be to read this? How much time am I gonna have to spend doing this? As you guys know, this is like, if you don't know, first of all, well, I'll tell you what it kind of is about. But it's kind of like this, and it's a book that merits multiple readings, I believe, because it has like story within story within story. That I know that. And it's basically in its essence like a haunted house story. Like, I know that that's what it's about. And it's about this man who's like filming something, or there's a documentary and there's this haunted house, and then he's reading the notes of someone else. So it's one of those very complex, almost drive you mad kind of books, but it's so many people's favorite. And as a horror lover, as a lover of haunted houses, as a lover of books that do interesting things like this with a narrative, with the footnotes, with the annotations that merit rereadings, like, how could I have not read this? So the Blurb Game officially put it on my list, and I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna try to get to it in August. If I don't get to it in August, then I will get to it, at some point. But it is now officially on my TBR. And yeah, if you've read this, please, I want to hear from you. Tell me how you felt about it. How long did it take you to read? All of that stuff. The last book, not on my TBR for this month, but the last book that has come to my August TBR because of the Blurb Game is The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. I have read Chuck Wendig before. When I heard the premise of this book, I ordered it immediately. I was like, I have to read this. I have to read this. So in this, we are following a group of kids, right? So I love a good couple kids who are friends in the woods, Bildungsroman, loss of innocence. They're all in the woods one day, and magically this staircase appears in the middle of the woods. And one of their friends, I believe, disappears. And years pass. Now they've come back to the same location to try to find the friend. I don't know if the staircase reappeared. I don't know what happened to the staircase originally. I'm going in this blindly. And again, I haven't read that here. This is just how I've heard the book be pitched. So I'm not even going to try to read the synopsis because I do want to go into this blindly. I've read from Chuck Wendig before, and I enjoy his writing, and I have enjoyed his books. However, I haven't heard great things about this one. The very few reviews I've heard or read about or seen people posting either on Insta or on a booktube haven't been great. They haven't been stellar. Like, oh, this is my favorite book ever. Not really. So they've been a little bit mid, the reviews I've seen. So I'm not sure, but I'm still excited because the premise sounds great. And this is an author I have enjoyed before. So I still have hopes that this will be a good one. We'll see. We'll have to see how that goes. Next, I am putting on my TBR One to Buckle My Shoe by Agatha Christie. So this is the Read Christie 2025 book for this month. As I tell you every single month in my TBR videos, I haven't been doing great with my Christie challenges. I don't know why. I used to start every month with this being the first read. My Christie of the month was always my first read, and that's why like last year and the year before, I was able to read like 10 or 9 in a year, which was good. This year I've only read 2, I think, and we're already in August, so I'm not doing great. This one is pretty short, and I'm hoping it's pretty good. It's a Hercule Poirot. I love Poirot, whatever you call him, you know, if you're doing the French accent or not. I love Hercule Poirot. I do like Miss Marple as well, but I think I might enjoy Poirot's investigating a little bit more. I might be a little biased with that one. So I think this one's a good one. I think I've heard good things about this one. Not really sure, but I know that it's a shorter one, so maybe I'll get to it this month, but I'm definitely going to try. Next, we're going to move on to book club books. So these are all things that I want to read as a part of book clubs. The August choice for the book troop, which is the book club that Gabby from Gabby Reads runs, is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. So I picked this one because it was a book of the month thriller, and I usually, whenever there's a book of the month thriller, I pick it. And I had not heard about it before, but I am interested in books about books or writers or authors. That's always something that I do like. Julie Clark, I think I may have read from before. If I haven't read from her before, I know I have a lot of her books. I know like she has that a flight book, something about a flight. I know I have that one, and the lies one. I think I have that one too. So I'm not sure if I've ever read anything from her, but I do have a couple of her books. I think this one has something to do with her being the author, the ghostwriter being the daughter of a famous author. I think that's what this one is about, but I'm not really sure. I have seen 1 or 2 reviews of this only, and some people were saying it was kind of slow, that it's a very slow thriller, that it's more like a mystery. I'm okay with that, especially if now I kind of know that. I might adjust myself to the pacing of that. But yeah, like I thought it sounded interesting. I thought it sounded good. I like books about authors, so we'll see how this one goes for me this month. Next, for the Literally Dead book club, which is the book club that Kayla from Books and Lala runs, her choice is Julie Chang is Dead by Lian Zhang. I think that's how you pronounce that. And that is the choice for her book club, and I'm very excited about this one. This one I've heard great things about. So this is one of those that people seem to really be enjoying, and the premise seems very interesting to me. It's about these twins, and then one of the twins goes to visit her sister, and when she gets there, she finds her dead. And instead of reporting that, I believe she then takes the life of her sister. Like she starts to pass off or pretend she's the sister. And I think that's where that goes. So promises to be interesting, and people's feedback. There's a lot of buzz with this book, so I'm excited. I think this will be a good one. And it was an aardvark book, so that was great. And yeah, I've heard great things about this one, so good. Next, for the Good Morning America book club, what I kind of do with those is I participate in them when I like the book that is chosen that month. So if I already have an interest in the book, or if I see the book and read the synopsis briefly and it interests me, I'll go ahead and participate for that month. So of course I'm going to participate in this one because Good Morning America picked Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson as their book of the month. I don't think I've talked enough, if at all actually, in my channel about Holly Jackson, but I love Holly Jackson's writing. So I thought it was like a new book that was being added to the trilogy of Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And I was like, oh my gosh, the font or something, it reminds me of that. But no, I believe this is a standalone. I don't know much about it, and I really don't want to read anything to tell you. I do not, guys. Um, I don't want to know anything about it. All I know is that it's like a murder mystery. Oh, yes, actually, I've heard about this. I think yes, I heard a booktuber pitch it. So this is what I know. I'm not gonna read it, but I heard that basically she gets like attacked or something, and she survives the attack, and the murder. She survives it, but they tell her she's gonna die in a week. So then she's gonna try to solve her own murder. That's what this is about. Yes, now I remember. So I'm super excited because I love Holly Jackson's writing. If you haven't read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, that trilogy was wonderful. I think I gave every book in that trilogy a 5 star, if I'm not mistaken. And I was super apprehensive at first to pick up the first book because I knew it was a mystery, which I love mysteries. So I wanted to read it because of that, but I knew it was YA, and so I wasn't sold on it. I didn't know if I wanted to try to read it, if I was gonna like it, and I loved it. It does feel YA. The characters are young, but the protagonist Pip is wonderful to read from her point of view, and she's so smart. And I don't know, there's something about it. It's mixed media too. I don't know if this one's mixed media. This one is not. Her trilogy is mixed media, and I don't know, I loved that series. I thought it was so good. Yeah, so I'm excited to be able to pick this one up and read it. I've been hearing good things. The people that have been talking about it have been saying that they really, really like it. So I'm hoping that I will get to that one this month, and I am hoping that I will enjoy it. So for these next ones, I'm gonna move a little here so I can put some pictures here. So this next one that I'm going to be reading this month is Culpability. And Culpability is coming on to my TBR for this month for 2 reasons. One, it is an Oprah pick. And again, I was interested when I read the premise. I know Culpability has something to do with like AI and like self-driving cars maybe. And there's like an accident or something. And they're trying to figure out who's to blame. I think that's the premise of it. But I am also reading it because I will be doing a buddy read of this book with my friends Michelle and Dee. Michelle from Literary Me and Dee from the Reading Room 1972. So as you guys know, they are some booktube friends of mine, and I love reading with them. We have the best of times when we read together. This will be our third book that we read together. We did read The Tenant by Frida McFadden. The live show is up on my channel if you're interested. And we also read All Fours by Miranda July, and that live show is also up on my channel. So you can kind of see our dynamics and watch us having some fun discussing these two very interesting books. So we decided we were going to read Culpability this month, and then I believe for October we are going to be reading The Intruder by Frida McFadden as well. So yeah, that's why I plan on reading Culpability, and I'm really excited to pick that one up. And then the last thing that's on my TBR for this month is Crypt of the Moon Spider, and I will be reading that one because Jen from Literary Love 123 is picking that as her August selection for her book club, Literary Love. So this is her second month doing her book club. It's an every other month book club, and that was her pick. I had never heard of this book before prior to Jen talking about it and selecting it for her book club. And the premise sounds very interesting to me. She also kind of compared it or described it a little bit as having similarities with books that I really, really enjoy. For example, she did compare it to Charlotte Perkins Gilman's short story, The Yellow Wallpaper. And that is a short story that I absolutely love. And if it has a similar kind of theme to that, and if it has a similar vibe to that, I think I will really, really enjoy it. I don't know too much about the premise because I like going in blindly, but just the comparison uh to that book in theme and and what the project or the vision of the book is, I'm excited. So I can't wait to get to that one this month. And there you have it, guys. Those are all the things that I want to read in this month of August. I know it's very ambitious. I know I will probably not get to all of them, but I'm still excited. I'm excited for the possibilities. And I always leave things open for mood reading, for some graphic novels here and there, for some manga. So other things can possibly get added to my TBR, you know, mood reading. Reading should be fun. And I allow myself to read whatever I want. But my official and unofficial plans for August are these. And yeah, I know I might not be able to do a lot of reading this month simply because it's going to be back to school for me very soon. I'm going to do what I can to still get some reading done, even though it's the first month of school that will be starting. And there's a lot of planning and there's a lot of like things that have to kind of happen. But I'm still excited nonetheless. And hopefully it'll be a good reading month for me and for you. So thank you so much if you're still watching this, for watching my video, and I would love to know what books are on your August TBR. Do you have any of these same books on your list? Are you planning on participating in any of these book clubs? Have you read any of these before? Talk to me a little bit about that in the comments down below. And if you still haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do that. Please like this video and let's talk in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, bye!